Hey everybody, this is Stephanie. I'm jumping in with a plan with me. The planner I'm using is a classic happy planner, and I'm going to start off the monthly spread for October. I grabbed out 3 sets of the Doodlebug Designs mini icon stickers. These are geared toward planners, so they have a smaller format, I believe, compared to the regular cardstock stickers. So I have Booville, Pumpkin Party, and Ghost Towns. And right away, I liked the fact that there was some empty boxes in the top portion, so I created a little scene. I'm placing the houses. I do have this sped up 3 times, so that way this video wasn't as long as real time. It would have been over an hour. So I'm placing some kids here next to the houses because obviously they're going to go trick-or-treating this month, and I'm pretty sure they're very excited. And I made a little bit of a scene here with the little clouds. You could have went one step further and before placing all this down, added some color, like with the Tim Holtz inks, and did some purples and greens to do like a night scene. However, I didn't think that through until like toward the end. I'm like, wait, I could have done that. When I first started these layouts, I had no idea, other than the fact that I liked the way they looked. I didn't know how I wanted to do each layout, so I think had I known how I wanted to do them beforehand, I probably would have went ahead and did the background coloring for every single spread. When I started this monthly spread, I didn't know if I was going to complete the weeks within this video, and I ended up doing that just because as I finished this one, I just kept on going. I had so much fun and I got so inspired to keep moving forward and do the weeklies as well. So I added some spider webs in the top portion since I don't like to leave that bare. Since most of the area gets decorated, I don't like leaving the top portion bare. I don't know why. So I added some spider webs, and then I'm going to add a ton of little stars. I feel like that's the perfect touch without going overboard. Not too much going on. And this is exactly what I end up doing down along the month as well, since I do have a lot to fill in most of these days, whether I'm going to be placing projects that I actually achieve on that day to highlights of every day. I want to write them down in the boxes, so I didn't want to over decorate. Having those little stars really helped me get to decorate, but not crazy. I had pulled off that little icon and the backing went with it, so I was wondering why I wasn't sticking. Totally threw me off. My bad. I realized that I missed a box, so I'm like, wait, I thought that's where the first started, so I'm like, it's okay, we'll just add another character here. And then I switched them because I didn't want the greenhouse with the green person and, the skeleton lines with the skeleton on that purple house has black and white on the roof, so I just switched them around and I added some ghosts because obviously that's when the ghosts come out, right? For the month of October, all the creatures come out to play. And I had to add these trees because why not? They're so freaking cute, and they have gumdrops on them. I mean, what kid wouldn't want them? And a little kitten. That's Moonlight. And I just gotta make her fit. I gotta smush these all in. I love the way this came out. I'm so excited. I think this is gonna cover it up. And this is why I keep going. Oh, I do like to place like inspirational quotes there on the sidebar, so that's what I'm going to be looking for here in a bit. The happy planner that I chose was the fall one. Now I have a little web there, and I just thought I can try and move it somewhere else since it did get mostly covered, but I just leave it there because you can still kind of see it peeking out, and that's enough for me. And I will trim off the excess and place them somewhere else along the top portion of the spread. Now here's where I start adding all the stars along the monthly spread just to give some color, so that way it's not so bare in the middle portion, but I'm still able to do my journaling and everything else. I placed a spider there initially thinking that's where I'll place a header underneath it, like goals or something. So I just found this kind of tab. It says task list, and that's good enough for me, so I can place my goals for the month right here as an overview, and then I'll break those goals down during the weeks to come. And of course, trick or treat, you either get a spider or candy. I thought that was kind of fitting to place that there along this little sentiment. Added more stars for good measure because why not? The more the merrier. Wait, that's Christmas. Anywho, here is a close-up, guys. It's so stinking cute. And we're going to move on to the next spread. Any minute now. Alright, here we go. I was on the fence if I should start from the first, even though it's the last week of September, technically. So I went ahead and just said, you know what, I'm going to do half fall, half Halloween on that, but I'll figure that out later. And I skipped ahead and went to October 4th through the 10th. I know this sticker book right here, or these little, this mini icon stickers is the Ghost Town one, because all these little creatures that have their wagons stuck out. I loved them so much. I could not wait to make a little scene with them, and I'm gonna make them look like they're all trick-or-treating. They're heading out to a destination. So I just thought they looked so cute, and you pretty much made a scene. This tree will get moved, and you'll see it in the overview at the end. I will be placing it there on the sideboard on the left, and I just feel like it makes more sense since they're all aiming there, so they have to go to the candy tree, because for one, that's never been done before, right? Any kid would want to go see a candy tree, let alone I would. So I place it there along with the other candy, because that's where everybody's going. I saw that cake, and at first I was gonna wait off from using this cake because I wanted to use it for the next week. It will be my son's birthday, but then I see that really big cake, and I believe that one's from Pumpkin Party, so then that's why I was okay with placing this one here. But it doesn't end up saying, it just doesn't look right to me. Excuse me. I have my coffee here, so I was just taking advantage. Drinking it up, and I'm just making a notation that I'm going to be placing some inspirational quotes there on the sidebar since I love to do that. This spread is all about candy, so of course my upper portion is going to have candy. So I do speed this up just so that way it's not going to take as long as it did in real time. I'm looking to try and find some spots to fill, and I didn't want to use stars again, so I added bats. They have some beautiful purple bats to help complete my little scene here at the bottom. So here I'm deciding if I want to add stars again, but I do like having a change of scenery. And I'm looking for more candy pieces along all of these stickers, so I don't care if I'm mixing them up. I'm just trying to create my scenes for every week. That one was weird, right? A moon lollipop, but hey, there are seasonal traits, so I shouldn't judge the lollipop. And I'm just making sure certain colors don't end up next to each other, because that can be distracting and pull from the layout. I saw this adorable little gray cloud, and I thought it'd be perfect for my little moon here. I wish they offered a lot more of those clouds, because I would have probably placed them all along the top portion right there. And I am going with some stars anyways, but I fill them in the gaps within the scene at the bottom instead of along the top portion like a night scene. I just wanted it to have some kind of, to fill up the empty spaces. Alright, that completed that layout for that week, and we're moving on. Alright, this week is my son's birthday on the 12th, so of course I had to grab that cake and make sure it gets on the spread. So I went ahead and did something a little bit different here, and I went with the middle of the planner. Now I think this one I struggled with the most because I had an idea in mind as I kind of, looked at it. So that's him. He's going to be the zombie. Mason's going to be our zombie this time around. And I thought I could do like he's having a party. Pumpkin party, right? Makes sense. And I start placing the characters down. I start placing some of the desserts down. But then I thought, well, everybody looks so uniformed. What's wrong with my scene here? So I decide to make it seem like, everybody starts dancing and they start looking like, like a party. So after moving things around a little bit, I will make them everything kind of like askew, like it's in motion, and I think it looks so much better. I love that little girl right there with the pumpkin, since when Mason was born, his first year for Halloween, he was a pumpkin. So I just wanted to try and add pumpkins, as you can tell. And although I do end up adding in some pumpkins in a tree right there on the sidebar, I will be trimming that and putting it somewhere else because I had a better idea for one of the next weeks, and you'll see it here in a bit. But it does look so cute, and it gave me basically inspiration to decorate it that way, and you'll see here in a bit what I mean. So here it is. This is where everything starts getting crazy, and I know it does not look good. Okay, I know I'm the first one to tell you, like, what were you thinking? But it does come out awesome, and I cannot wait to share it with you. Just keep watching. What are those things? They're like the circles that have a little black dot. Are those supposed to be eyes? Because I don't know what kind of candy that is otherwise. Anywho, that was just random. That becomes my little filler pieces. I feel like I needed to add one more person here, so I go ahead with the vampire because my son used to always say he's a vampire and he's going to suck our blood. Anywho, so let me just keep adding some of these characters, and it bugged me when the page would move a little bit and not be straight. I know, the weirdest things can bug you, right? I was looking for an additional set of lights like this so that they can be a decorative element, but there was only one. So I found on the stickers that there was 2 of these banners, so that's what I ended up going with. After in a bit here, you're going to see that I do a lot of slicing, and anything that's over the middle columns that are on the black line and out will be getting trimmed. So it's like the scene stays within the middle row. Now I'm adding in some stars just to help. Again, with the spaces, you can't go wrong with adding stars, since apparently I do that with every spread. I love the way they added these little rosettes, I guess, kind of like. That's what they look like. They're decorative. I will be trimming that in a bit here. And I went ahead and added all these little mice in there as well. I just always think of him because he used to want to read, "If you give a mouse a cookie, if you give a mouse a brownie," those stories. And it just makes me think of him. So it was a nice little touch. Alright, I think I'm almost done. This is where I decide to fill up the top portion, and I trimmed off most of the things that are hanging off. I just have to do a little bit of the extra pieces that I've added along the way. Those spiders look so cute and creepy. I was thinking about adding some lines to like they're hanging, and of course I was supposed to be done, but then I find these balloons and I thought, oh, of course they should be near him, so I have to do a little bit of moving around to get them to fit, since I couldn't just let go pieces of these sweet treats. I felt like there needed to be something on the top portion, so of course my go-to is these cute little stars, since there's so many within these stickers. And again, I just made sure not to have the same color next to one another, so that way it wasn't distracting. Alright, I'm going to call this complete. Just know the pumpkin patch there in the lower left portion will not remain. Alright, I did skip a week. This is where I skipped it. I thought I would use the Happy Planner sticker book, so I just kind of went to the 31st. However, you'll see in the overview what I end up going with instead. I end up making a pumpkin patch for that week, and I love it so much. Moving on to the 31st, I saw this haunted house. Of course, you have to place a haunted house on the 31st because that's where everybody's gonna go, right? They want to go for a scare. And this will get fixed again in the end as well, since I kind of like leave it at my desk but walk away for a while and come and have lunch, and then I come back and I see two little ghosties, and I thought it was perfect for that to be their house. And then there's three little ghost kids that are my kids, so I thought it was perfect. The tree will get moved to the right side, and that house will not be there. So I'm kind of making again a similar scene to from my monthly, but I wanted to make sure I had the haunted house, and then I wanted to have this cute little scene right here with the witch and her cauldron and a cat, because you got to have her kitten to help with the spells that she's doing for today. And I think I'm grabbing out my ghosts right now just to embellish my haunted house. And of course you have to have one kind of off to the side, checking, staying guard. I noticed I think this was the pumpkin party. Their stickers were a bit bigger than the ghost town, so this is why I switched and got the mummy instead. I was gonna use that one and it totally tore on me, but it's okay. There was another one, and thankfully I'll be placing it somewhere else here in a bit. Right there is where it ends up. And I think this is going to complete the spread for the most part. I just have to decorate the top portion, and I don't know if I left it empty or not, actually. I thought I put stars. Oh no, I left it empty, shockingly. So much for keeping the the top needing something. I may go back and place some stars, but here it is. Here's my ghosties, the little small changes that I did. Here comes the real time. All right, here is the final overview of the month of October and all the weeks completed. So we had our little scene right here. I love the way it came out. I did do a little bit of tweaks to each spread. I even completed the week that I had skipped, if you noticed, in the initial process, because I had thought I would use the Happy Planner sticker books for 1 week, but then I got the idea from this. No, not this one. Oh, and this one I switched the trees to be right here, but I felt like this is where they were kind of going, like all things candy were here, and the candy tree. And in reality, I could totally place like candies kind of like all the way up, but I want to leave room to actually be able to write on here, so I love the way it came out. Kind of simplistic, but still kind of cool. And I think if you were to keep doing this, which I'm seriously considering for the rest of the year, I would probably use the Tim Holtz distress inks and kind of color in the scene. You know how it's kind of like the night scene, coloring a little bit of the bluish, purple and orange and green. I can see that. But that's for another time. Moving on, so this is where I kind of started changing things up. I added these balloons, and instead of having that tree with the pumpkins, that made me think of a pumpkin patch, and that is what I ended up doing for the week that I initially skipped. So here it is. Look at this, guys. It is so stinking cute. I love them so much. Out of all the sticker packs here, these sheets, I took all the pumpkins, so there's no pumpkins left. But oh my Lanta, it was so stinking adorable. I'm probably going to make some lunchbox cards for the boys for the month of October. So that way, it's perfect. Cute. Oh, I just love the way this looked. And I did switch out the trees for the next spread, so that way they both have faces for this one. And look at this right here at the end. Oh, it's so stinking cute. And that's what gave me the idea to pick your own. Oh, I love it. So that's where I switched this tree from the previous spread, and then I added our ghosties right here. Doesn't that make sense? Since it's like our Halloween house. And then I got 3 ghosties, one's over here that's straying off. That'll be the boys from my kids, since I have 3 boys, so I have 3 ghosts. And one always wanders away, right? So I felt like that was very fitting. I love the way they came out, and I hope you enjoyed the process. So I had so much fun creating this, and I can't wait to start planning and adding in some memories as well. Yeah, so if you liked this video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you would like to see more content, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.